Manchester United. A club once feared across Europe, a team that defined dominance, trophies, and history. But today, it's a story of chaos, confusion, and shocking waste. Over the past decade, United have spent billions chasing success. Yet here we are, staring at another transfer deadline day filled with frustration, uncertainty, and disappointment. Fans are asking one question: how much longer can this go on? Since Sir Alex Ferguson's retirement in 2013, Manchester United have spent over £1.6 billion on transfers. But what do they have to show for it? One Europa League, one FA Cup, one League Cup, and a handful of top four finishes. That's it for a club of this size, this history, and this revenue. It's nothing short of catastrophic. And it all boils down to one thing: recruitment. Year after year, deadline day after deadline day, United have got it wrong. And tonight, we're breaking down exactly how and why. Think about the signings since Ferguson left. Angel Di Maria, Imbom, £59 million, gone in a season. Paul Pogba, £89 million, left for free. Romelu Lukaku, £75 million, shipped out after 2 years. Antony, £85 million, and still struggling to justify his price tag. Jadon Sancho, £73 million, and now training alone after a public fallout. The list goes on and on. For every Bruno Fernandes, there's a Memphis Depay. For every Casemiro, there's a Donny van de Beek. And the painful reality: United have wasted hundreds of millions on players who never fit the system, never suited the manager, and never delivered. But it isn't just about individual players, it's about the complete lack of strategy. Year after year, United head into transfer windows with no clear plan. Targets change weekly. Budgets shift overnight. And when deadline day arrives, it turns into panic buying. How many times have we seen it? Overpaying for last-minute signings, scrambling for backups, missing out on key deals. And still, the same mistakes repeat. Take this summer, for example. 7 weeks negotiating for a striker, only to miss out on the first 3 options. Talks dragged on for so long that preseason plans collapsed. By the time players arrive, the season is already underway, and integration takes even longer. This isn't just bad business, it's footballing negligence. Top clubs prepare months in advance. United, somehow, are still deciding targets at the last minute. And yet, despite all of this, the money keeps flowing. United's revenues are massive, nearly $800 million a year. The club's valuation has doubled in the last decade, but those commercial successes hide the truth. On the pitch, Manchester United have fallen behind. Liverpool, City, Arsenal, even Newcastle, they've all built clear strategies, clear identities, and invested wisely. United, they've thrown money at problems instead of solving them. And now, deadline day brings another storm. Fans expect signings, the squad needs reinforcements, and the pressure is higher than ever. But sources inside the club suggest the budget is tighter than before. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's arrival has changed everything. He called the club mediocre and promised to overhaul recruitment from top to bottom. But is it too little, too late? Can one man fix over a decade of chaos? Manager Ruben Amorim has already made it clear: United must avoid the mistakes of the past. He wants younger players, data-driven scouting, and a smarter transfer strategy. That's why we've seen deals for prospects like Lenny Yoro and Sekou Kone, instead of panic splashes on overpriced veterans. But let's be honest, rebuilding a broken system takes time, and United fans have already waited too long. Behind the scenes, there's turbulence too. The sporting director Dan Ashworth left after just 5 months, raising fresh concerns about instability. Reports suggest disagreements over transfer targets and strategy. Add to that years of managerial turnover: Moyes, Van Gaal, Mourinho, Solskjaer, Rangnick, Ten Hag, and you start to see the real problem. No manager lasts long enough to build. No recruitment plan survives beyond 1 season. Every summer feels like starting over. And yet, despite all of this dysfunction, the expectations remain sky high. The board wants Champions League football. Fans demand trophies. Sponsors expect results. But how can you achieve any of that without fixing the foundations first? That's the dilemma facing Ratcliffe, Amorim, and everyone at Carrington right now. They need time, they need trust, and most importantly, they need to stop wasting money on players who aren't part of the vision. The truth is, Manchester United have spent like a soup pot but planned like a mid-table side. That's why we're here. Deadline day should be about ambition, execution, and strategy. Instead, it's become a symbol of everything wrong at Old Trafford. Years of rushed decisions, reactionary panic, and astronomical price tags, and still, no closer to competing with Manchester City or Liverpool. But maybe, just maybe, this is the turning point. The arrival of Ineos could signal a new era. A clear sporting structure, smarter scouting, better planning, fewer expensive flops, more long-term investments. Amorim insists patience is key, and perhaps he's right. United fans have suffered enough false dawns. This time, if the rebuild is to succeed, it has to be different. So, what does the future look like? If United get this right, the next 3 years could finally restore them to the elite. But if they keep making the same mistakes, they risk falling even further behind. The Premier League is ruthless. Liverpool and City won't slow down. Arsenal are rising. Spurs are evolving. Newcastle have ambition and cash. United cannot afford another wasted window. And that brings us back to tonight, deadline day. It's not just about who United sign or don't sign. It's about what those decisions represent. Are we seeing the same old chaos? Or is there finally a plan? Time will tell, but one thing is clear. Manchester United have wasted too much money, too many chances, and too many years. This club cannot afford another decade like the last one. What do you think, United fans? Are the changes enough to fix the mess? Or are we doomed to another cycle of failure and disappointment? Drop your thoughts below, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We've got all the latest updates, deadline day, drama, and inside stories coming your way. Until next time. Glory, glory Manchester United.